On today's episode, we go on the local scene to Habitat for Humanity's Restore, the Plymouth Area Coalition for the Homeless, and talk about upcoming events and resources in our South Shore towns. I'm Elizabeth Shanahan-Jewett. Let's get started. The excitement of finding a good deal and making good use of gently used items is both economically and environmentally friendly. If you add in supporting a nonprofit organization, you have Habitat for Humanity Restores, home improvement and donation centers. We went on the local scene just up the road in Carver to learn more.
Hi, how are you today? Good.
Good. I have a couple of things out in my car to donate.
Sure. Do you want to pull right up to the curb? I'll come out and take a look.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Our Restore has been here for 15 years, located in Carver. We just moved to this location about 2 years ago. A much bigger space, much brighter space. It's in a place where there's plenty of free parking.
The Restore is a way to give back to the community and donate good furniture that doesn't need to go into a landfill when it can be repurposed and put into another home. And it's a way also to raise money to fund the houses that Habitat builds, because 100% of the money that we make here at the Restore goes into those builds that we do in the community here.
The mission of Habitat for Humanity, I think a lot of people know about it. Primarily, it's constructing houses. There's a really serious need these days for more affordable housing. As the market goes higher and higher for housing, it leaves a gap at the entry level. Habitat tries to fill that gap. We have volunteers who like to give their Saturdays and days during the week to help build houses for other people. That's the basic mission of Habitat, and then the Restore fits in perfectly with that mission because it supports the idea of housing. You know, good furniture, materials to fix up your house. We have windows and doors, lighting fixtures and plumbing, and a lot of products that go along with somebody having a house and trying to fix it up or improve it in some way.
Restore is different than a thrift shop where it's a quality thing. We are very picky about what we take in. We ask that people email us photos of any potential donations, and then we go over them and check for style, condition, no rips, tears, or pulls, making sure it's not beat up, and it's something that someone can take here from the store and put directly in their home without having to do any work on it. Every now and then we'll take in some pieces that are great for projects, but we try to keep things on a higher quality scale so that way they're home ready.
Regular thrift shops will carry a real range of products, maybe clothing, maybe a lot more household goods, books, things like that. Habitat, we try to focus on, if you think of your house, what's in your house and what's right around your house. Furniture to dining sets, things like that. And then in season, we get donations of outdoor furniture and outdoor products as well.
We'll ask people to email us photos to restoredonations@verizon.net, and we'll look over them, see what they have to donate, let them know yes or no, if we're able to pick it up, if they're able to drop it off here at the store during our open hours. And then we always check things out when we get to the location, because sometimes photos can be deceiving. So we'll always do a last-minute scan over, make sure it's what we think it is, and then we'll take it into the store and we can provide donation slips from there.
We think people should donate to Habitat Restores because, number one, it's a great way to repurpose what you have in your house or around your house. You may have some favorite items that you're upgrading, but you want them to find a good home too. So it's really something that can unburden a person who wants to donate and is looking to donate in a way that the product won't just go immediately to a landfill as well. It'll continue to have a good purpose and help somebody else out.
The best part about working at the Restore is interacting with the people that come in and talking to people and making, these growing relationships with customers, because you have people that come in all the time and then you have people that come in like once every couple months, and it's just nice connecting with the community in that way. You hear a lot of stories of people's history with items when they donate them, and sometimes letting go can be difficult, but it's always a good time talking to people and kind of hearing the different sides of everybody's story of why they're donating, why they want to help.
We have a saying at Habitat that we bring people together to build homes, communities, and hope, and it's really a community-based activity. We have 6 towns in the area that go from Plymouth and Kingston through Carver, Middleborough, Lakeville, and Plimpton. We have good volunteers. We have houses in almost all of those towns that we've built, and so we have families in the schools, children that have grown up and are now young adults living and working in the community as well.
Life is expensive nowadays, and having a place where you can go and find nice items for your home that aren't going to break the bank can be really difficult. And anyone can shop here, so we try to encourage people through our Facebook page, through our social media sites to come in and see what we have, because with how much the prices of everything has gone up nowadays, it's nice to be able to go somewhere and not feel like you're going to break the bank by trying to replace something in your home that broke or that needs love, or you just want to update. And it's also a good cause because of what all the proceeds go into with building affordable homes for people in this community. And it's a worldwide organization. It's a really fun thing to be a part of.
To shop the store that builds homes, visit them in Carver Plaza at 160 North Main Street. Gift cards can make shopping for those special someones in your life almost too easy, but if you love the personal touch, the Plymouth Holiday Market on December 4th is for you. Featuring the work of 90 hand-picked local artisans offering specialty food and desserts, home goods, jewelry, apparel, ceramics, antiques, and more, Plymouth Memorial Hall will be decked from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. with items you won't find anywhere else. Support local artists and vendors, get your holiday shopping list crossed off, and have a fun afternoon while you're at it. Find more details on the Plymouth Holiday Market Facebook page. The town of Duxbury is home to gorgeous conservation lands, and the Duxbury Senior Center invites you to join them on November 29th for Duxbury Walks. Meet at Berrybrook Fields on Winter Street at 9 a.m. for an invigorating morning walk, during which you'll hear the history of these beautiful landscapes. Register at duxburyseniorcenter.org or call 781-934-5774, extension 5703. All ages are welcome to the Pembroke Public Library on December 7th for the Celebrations of Light Story Hour. From 4 to 5 p.m., renowned storyteller and musician John Porcino will weave the warmth of the holiday spirit into the chill of early December. The light of some of the season's most joyful stories and songs will send you home glowing. No registration is necessary. The Plymouth Area Coalition for the Homeless strives to nurture and empower families and individuals by providing them the shelter, food, and educational resources necessary to reach their potential and independence. We went on the local scene to learn more.
So in 1985, a group of concerned citizens in the town of Plymouth, greater Plymouth actually, became aware of an excessive number of families and individuals that were living in the state forest, as well as in their cars throughout town. So they mobilized, and what started as a very grassroots organization to address the needs of homeless families has then developed and grown both in size and scope to include several programs. Simply put, the mission is really to provide shelter and basic needs support, including food, to individuals and families throughout the greater Plymouth area. We cover 22 communities. We like to believe that our programs all are centered around providing social justice and always delivered with a great deal of compassion. And that's what we work toward, and we hope that we do effectively. There are many reasons why people find them in this situation, that they need emergency assistance shelter, changing economic conditions, and all of a sudden, abruptly, you find yourself in need of housing. Unfortunately, a great number of people have poor credit or no credit. So finances and economic conditions, unexpected illness certainly can cause problems. Sudden job loss, we saw that just recently with COVID, where so many people all of a sudden, they just found themselves without any income. And no matter what programs the state and the federal government could put forward, it still resulted in homelessness and greater need for many, many people.
You know, obviously before COVID, everybody's working like crazy. We happened to run into an issue where we were renting and the owner needed the apartment for himself. So at that point we were out. You know, my family and I were trying to figure out our own situation, and then my son's mother got hospitalized and passed away. So with that and COVID all together, finances get a little tough. Becoming a single parent, not easy. So here we are.
In the middle of COVID, I was not able to meet my rent. Because of COVID, I was not removed from my apartment right away. I actually stayed there for almost a year with rent still building up that I couldn't pay. I was evicted from my apartment as soon as the restrictions lifted. And actually, I didn't get into here right away. We were in hotels and staying with different people, and it was really a rough time. But I was really glad when we finally got accepted to come here. I was grateful that it was in an area that I was familiar with so that I could continue to do the things that I needed to do. My kids were able to stay in their local schools, which was really important to me.
Well, everything started with the pandemic. It was diabetes, and also I have high blood pressure. So I stopped working because I was very high risk. When everything started to go down and slow, the rent is expensive, so stopped working, and then I separated with the partner I have. So for a single mother with 3 kids, it was hard to keep up with everything. The rent is way too expensive and impossible, and then I become to live with my son and families. Sometimes they hear friends, and so I decided, well, it's time for me to get something real, not being here and there. And I hear about a lot about the shelters, and it was really scary at the beginning. It was good that I called, and I'm here now. At least it's a place where you can go.
And without question, you know, the elephant in the room certainly is housing is unaffordable. The housing wage is over $36 an hour. Not everyone can work. You can be disabled. And now you're on SSI. Your income is very limited. And how do you afford rents? Our job, first and foremost, as an EA shelter, is to help our families identify housing. And we take it a step further and really want to be sure that it's self-sustainable. We're fortunate we live in a state that has recognized this for a good long time, but with growing, especially on the South Shore, tremendously difficult to identify an apartment. But the team here at the Coalition is definitely dedicated to really working and trying to help everyone overcome those obstacles and identify a place for their family.
The case manager that was here at the time found a program that was a pilot program that they were just starting, and me and my family were accepted into the program, which got us a voucher really quickly. And I was just so grateful that this came across, and I applied right away. I made sure that I turned in every follow-up thing, but then the searching of the apartment was really difficult. Or if I went to a showing, it would be, oh, well, your application one of, 50, or I'd go to a showing and it would be, you're the 20th person we've had here for the showing today. And that really, it made it very difficult because there were so many people that could apply for these apartments. Now, I was looking at private apartments, but everywhere I went, there were so many people that wanted these apartments. A lot of them were even willing to pay more than the asking. And yeah, it made it really difficult to find a place. I've looked for a long time.
The EA shelter program is definitely a wonderful opportunity for families that find themselves homeless. That said, it is a program, and we talk about that all the time. There are expectations and responsibilities. The head of the household is responsible to make sure that their assigned chore is taken care of on a daily basis. There are curfews. You're sharing, it's congregate living. So you have rights and responsibilities, but we also want you to respect the rights and responsibilities of everyone else that's here. yes, it's a program, but it's a program designed to help these people, these individuals, move forward and really be out and take care of their families themselves. And that's what they want. That's really what they want.
Overall, it hasn't been bad at all. They give you more access to services. Obviously, it's a safe place for my kid, low hassle, and again, anything we need, all we have to do is ask. It makes moving forward a little easier. My biggest concern right now is housing near my son's school. He has autism. He's been in a special ed program since kindergarten. He's 11 now, he's in 6th grade. And with all the, trauma he's gone through and all the crazy stuff in our lives, the biggest thing is keeping him in that educational circle for his own mental stability. So they're trying to help me find apartments and rental assistance and everything up in that direction to keep him in the most stable environment we can. So that's the biggest thing for, and anything I need, like I said, they helped us apply for public housing assistance, weekly searches. We meet once a week and go through all the housing stuff, which is, again, my biggest issue.
So in addition to providing emergency assistance shelter for homeless families, the coalition also runs the FAIR program, which is a family and individual resource program providing clothing, household, and furniture to families and individuals that need those resources. Certainly our food pantry, the Coalition Food Pantry, is a tremendous resource to those people in our community that need support. We also are very proud to operate the Children's Holiday Fund. Children's Holiday Fund provides holiday gifts and winter clothing and holiday meal baskets for over 500 children.
The coalition offered me, the food pantry and Christmas help and, things like that I wasn't going to be able to do for my children. I really still care about a lot of the residential staff here. They were just kind and caring people who really showed you that you mattered. And that was so important, because when you come into a shelter, your self-esteem can be pretty low at that point. And just for somebody to acknowledge you and say, I see you, I hear you, you're a person.
We want their stay while in shelter to be comfortable. We want to create an environment where while they're here on a temporary basis, we want them to be able to still enjoy the memory making that all families do with their children. So while we want them to have happiness and share memorable moments while they're here, the idea is not that this is your home. It's a place where you know you can be safe and where you have people around you that will help ensure that you can keep your family fed, clothed, safe, and that there is a plan so that you can have your own family home.
My family and I have been through worse, unfortunately. Years ago, we hit a similar situation with finances. I was injured. My girl was having trouble finding work, so we're kind of used to the process to a certain extent. It's new with just my youngest and I, but overall, it hasn't been bad. He has a little trouble dealing with other people. His boundaries are a little tough, so I know people get a little frustrated, but everybody's been really gracious with him. They've tried to be as mindful as they could to the situation, so getting along with everybody's relatively simple. Everybody does their own thing.
Sometimes I see people and they are like a worse situation and they make me think, well, I'm not that, I can do it, I can go up. I just have to do things better and I can do it myself. It's just there's a little hard because I got 3 kids and I'm a single mother, but I know you can get out of it. They help you getting housing. They'll help you getting in your feet. They will help you. I know it's someone there. There's someone here to help me to do the right thing.
Well, the biggest thing is I want to be somewhere stable for my son and I. I don't want to depend on everybody else, rooming with family members, doing this, doing that. So I want to get him where he needs to be and figure out our base of operations and build from there. Get working again, get things moving. All you can do is go and go. At least we know we have somewhere to come home to. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about anything. You know, if God forbid you couldn't get food, they'd help you figure it out. If you couldn't get around, they'd do it.
I want to say that the thing that gave me the most hope was, just knowing there had to be something out there for me. There had to be. I'm a Christian woman. My faith is very strong, and that is something that really got me through my time here. And now I'm in this beautiful home. It really was, if anything could have been my dream apartment, this was it. This is absolutely it. I love it there. I'm so happy. I think, you need to really keep that hope alive, because it's a fight. It's a fight to get out of here. It really is. It's a battle, and you really need to be able to cling on to hope.
Anytime you have the opportunity to improve someone else's life, it certainly is a joyful moment. For us, when we can identify housing for a family and they move on, it's wonderful. Across the towns of the South Shore, we receive so much support for our work. The food pantry, just wonderful response from individuals, from organizations, from businesses, foundations, the banks. We couldn't do nearly what we do or make the difference we do in lives if it weren't for the communities all around us. And that's absolute truth. And there but for a cast of thousands, we get to see those joyful moments. But yeah, that I think, anytime you can help anybody, and sometimes the littlest thing you do for someone means the world to them.
To help or to get the help you need, visit PlymouthAreaCoalition.org. Have you been receiving phone calls from unknown numbers with confusing or even threatening messages? Or emails asking for bank or credit card information so you can be the next winner of a contest you never entered? Scam artists and fraudsters are becoming more sophisticated in their tactics, but there are actions you can take to stay safe. On December 6th from 2 to 3 p.m., the Better Business Bureau of Eastern Massachusetts will be at the Adams Center in Kingston for a free presentation on the most common scams currently circulating in our community and the major red flags to look out for. Register for this event online through the Kingston Public Library's website. On December 10th and 11th, make your weekend destination Duxbury for the Duxbury Rural and Historical Society's annual King Caesar House Holiday Celebration from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. This year's public decorated house tours theme is a holiday celebration of Duxbury's distinguished residents and visitors, where you can discover a famous visitor or resident in each beautifully decorated room of the historic home. Admission will be available at the door. And if you'd like to be a volunteer for this event, email skaplan@duxburyhistory.org. Celebrate the season with Handel's Messiah, Clement C. Moore's A Visit from St. Nicholas, and Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and a trip to Whoville to hear about the Grinch, the old green meanie himself. We're talking about the holiday pops with the Plymouth Philharmonic, of course, on December 10th and 11th at Plymouth Memorial Hall. Conducted by Stephen Krudianis, the Phil will be joined by vocalist Philip Lima and the 6th grade chorus from Plymouth Community Intermediate School. Santa will make a special appearance, leading the March of the Toys, a community parade of giving that benefits the Children's Holiday Fund. Performances are at 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. on December 10th and 3 p.m. on December 11th. Get your tickets at plymouthphil.org. Have you ever thought to yourself, boy, I could really use some help on how to use social media? If so, help is on the way. Join Duxbury Free Library's reference librarians Sam and Elizabeth for their Tech 101 fall semester class, where they'll demystify platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Each week of this 10-week series will focus on a different technology skill, from library databases to Canva to Microsoft Suite products. The series begins on December 1st at 2 p.m. in the Setter Room. Pick and choose your classes or sign up for all 10 weeks. Visit the library's website to register. A special Duxbury tradition for the entire family, Holidays, returns for its 17th year on Sunday, November 27th from 12 to 4 p.m. Celebrate the season on festive trolley rides linking the villages of Duxbury. Enjoy crafts and activities at Duxbury businesses, photos with Santa, face painting, a puppet show, music and performances by local talent, and more. Make a dent in your holiday shopping, revel in holiday cheer, all while supporting local merchants throughout Duxbury. This event is overseen by the Duxbury Newcomers Club. Visit the Duxbury Holidays Instagram or Facebook pages for more details. And that's what's good and good to know this week in our community. If you'd like to see more from the local scene, follow us on YouTube and social media at The Local Scene by PACTV. That wraps this episode. I'm Elizabeth. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. We are grateful for your attention. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe to The Local Scene here and share everywhere. Thank you, friends.